Hey, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
Great.
Hey, all right. So we're going to talk more about jobs before we get into TA training. But this morning when I woke up, I ran across an article that talked about how right now is the highest autumn since 2020 in layoff. In February, they laid off 172,000 people. Leading the way is the government sector laying off 63,000 people, retail laid off 38,000 people, and then tech laid off 14,000 people in February of 2025. So now, so when we talk to people and they told us things like, I'm looking for security, I want a secure income at my job. I believe they have a false sense of security. They really think that a job is security. That's the farthest thing from security. Because at your job, you kind of gave up everything. You gave up control of your time, you gave up control of your money, right? They tell you when to work, they tell you where to work, they tell you when you can take vacation, they tell you when you can spend time with your family. And a regular person sleeps for 8 hours a day, they go to work for 8 hours a day, right? So you give a third of your life to somebody else that controls it. So at a job, you have the farthest away from security. You can be doing everything right. You can, do everything they ask you, but at the end of the day, if they gotta make more money, they gotta cut expenses. When they cut expenses, they're gonna lay you off. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. So, with that being said, I think that we are very, very excited to be in this business, to have an opportunity to come here every Saturday morning to learn how to be an entrepreneur, to learn how to get into business for ourselves, to learn how to build our own business, because that's true security. Security comes by how much control you can have. When you're self-employed, you control a lot of things. When you start your own business, you control everything. You control when you want to work, when you take vacation, when you spend time with your kids, and that's important to us. And not only just like starting a business and building a business, but like what industry are you in is a huge thing. I run a food truck business outside of this, and as everything is shaky, people are not willing to spend more money. So of course that eating out business is going to go down a little bit. And a lot of business is affected by the layoff, right? But if you build a business in financial services, this business is bulletproof. It doesn't matter. If the economy is shaky, if the stock market is down, people still gonna need what we do, guys. They still gonna need to save more money. They still gonna need to get out of debt. They still gonna need to retire. And they still gonna need to make more money, right? And at the end of the day, we still gotta repay cash value life insurance policy, because they're gonna be bad no matter what. So no matter what's going on with the economy, we're in business and we're in good business. It's all gonna go up. COVID happened, everything's going down, business is up in Prime America, right? This is happening, everything's going down. You know what? We have an opportunity to recruit you in, give you an opportunity to make more money. Business is gonna go up, guys. And furthermore than that is that this business and this company specifically allow us to form partnership, to work with the people that we love, to share the opportunity with our family, and to get everybody on board, we all can win together. And partnership is probably one of the greatest things that we love about this business. It's allow us to connect in so many different ways. So I'm gonna pass the ball over to my beautiful wife to talk more about that. Give it up for Tia Train.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So my favorite topic is partnership. I know I did a more thorough training about partnership before, but since it's Super Saturday, I'm going to touch on this a little bit because partnership is actually what brought me into the business. And then also, I'm lucky enough to have the best partner in business and in life, Peter. So let me talk to you guys about partnership. I think our business has so many different moving pieces, right? And with so many moving pieces, just like let's say like a bike, right? When you ride a bike, you can ride it by yourself, right? Or when you drive a car, you can drive it by yourself. But when you fly an airplane, right, there's always gonna be a co-pilot there, right? Because you're going somewhere fast, you're going somewhere far, and you're taking a lot of people with you. And that's similar to what a Primerica business is like. You're going far, right? You're going fast, you're taking a lot of people with you. So if you're a pilot, you gotta have a co-pilot there with you. Right, so I did some research there, and I was like, why does a pilot need to have a co-pilot? And these 4 things popped up. Right, the first thing is safety. Right, it said that having 2 qualified pilots allows for a second set of eyes and ears to monitor the aircraft, ensuring that no critical information or procedures are missed. The second thing is workload distribution. The 2 pilots can share the same workload during different phases of flight. The third thing is fatigue management. The two pilot system helps mitigate pilot fatigue, especially on long haul flights by allowing pilots to take turns flying and resting. And then the last thing is backup. In the event a pilot becomes incapacitated, the other pilot is ready and able to take over and ensure a safe landing. Right, so same thing here. A business owner needs to have a partner. The first thing is safety. Right? The second set of eyes and brains. There's different personalities and different strengths. Like me and Peter, we have different personalities, we have different strengths. Right? There's times when I'm meeting with a guest and I'm talking with them for a few minutes and I realize we have nothing to connect on, like we're just not vibing together. And I can go ahead, I can grab Peter, and I can tell Peter, hey, you gotta talk to this person, they're from the restaurant industry, and then right away they're connecting, they're vibing, and then everything goes well, right? Vice versa as well. And then also we have different strengths, right? Peter's amazing in the Vietnamese market. He can go out there, do a Vietnamese presentation, replace cash value policies in full Vietnamese, right? Now, I can do it in Vietnamese as well, but is that my strength? Definitely not, because my Vietnamese is like kindergarten, right? But, I can be on the appointment, I can butter them up, right, eat the snacks, right? But I know that he's gonna have the strength there, so having a partner there where he can do it instead, that's something that's helpful too. And then we ensure we don't make unnecessary mistakes and stay on track. We're gonna make a lot of mistakes, and we still do make a lot of mistakes, but having somebody there to take the majority of the mistakes and say, hey, maybe don't do that, or hey, you're missing this, or especially with paperwork, right? Did you fill in that paperwork, right? It's great to have somebody there to help keep you on track. And then workload distribution. A partner can focus on different aspects of the business, or you can achieve the same task faster. How amazing is it that I could be on an appointment with a client and that Peter can be on a recruiting call, right? And that is huge. And then we can be at different places striving for the same goal. Peter can be in the office, he could be making calls, I can be at a client's house, I can get referrals, right? So we're still striving towards the same goal. We're still building our business, but we're just dealing with different aspects of the business. And what's great is that we both know every single fundamental of the business, so we can kind of, go off that. And then fatigue management. Take over when a partner is tired and increase each other's energy excitement. I know we're all hard workers in there, but we get tired eventually, right? There are times where maybe I'm in the office all day and then I'm with the kids all night, I'm on appointments all night. Let's say 2 of the kids are sick, which means all of them get sick. They're throwing up all night, and then Shaq texts me and say, I have to do training Saturday morning, right? So it's great to have a partner there. Now I can roll over and tell Peter, hey, you're gonna do training tomorrow, right? So having a partner there, it's phenomenal because, although we feel like we can work 24/7, there are times we're gonna get fatigued, and having a partner there to lessen that is great. And then backup. When a partner is busy, so let's say they're working, right? Let's say Peter's on the truck, or let's say I'm with the kids, they're traveling, they get sick, or they're studying. The other one can take over. So you can trust things will still operate smoothly because the partner knows all the moving pieces of the business. And it's just great to have a partner. So if you guys don't have a partner yet, definitely find a partner. I know Josh is working really hard on that. Yeah, we'll see you guys next Saturday.